Hi everyone. I wanted to record a short video for you to really share one common practice that I find may be really supportive for you in terms of a way to calm your nervous system more of the time and a practice that might feel good to build in for you. This really came about, and this is something I'd like to do more of, but when I have reassessments with each of you, that is like the bread and butter of our work. We get to come together and really talk about what's changing in your nervous system, and we get to really see inside how we can support you. And it's truly one of my favorite parts about the work that I offer is over time, just really getting to see you evolve and support you in your process and give you just like another few steps down the road. And I was just having a reassessment with someone recently that we were talking about how this person was really pointing their fingers externally at a lot of other folks that if they were doing things a certain way, that would, be more comfortable to this person on the inside. And, um, if they would change this, then, I would feel better. And really just talking about this idea that when we don't feel safe in our own skin, how one way that that can manifest is we may look outwardly to point our finger at others and try to get them to change in some way that actually validates us or makes us feel more safe in our skin. And I find that that can be a very uncomfortable way to live because you are just subconsciously continuing to create that loop and pattern and looking for, expecting others to kind of act in a certain way to make you feel good. And you may find in this state, you may, feel like emotionally explosive if someone doesn't respond, the way that you would like them to, or you may, just be kind of puttering around in low self-worth because the external world isn't matching what you need to feel inside. And most of this is subconscious. Most of this is you're not going to be aware of it until you start to shift that pattern or until you start to bring some awareness to it. So me saying this is one way to just help bring to the surface what are the patterns that might be subconsciously happening when you don't feel safe in your own skin. And feeling safe in your body and in your nervous system is really the foundation to healing in many, many ways. Different folks will experience the same situation differently. They might, when they don't feel safe and comfortable in their body, they might dissociate or shut down and numb. They might, like I spoke to in that situation, kind of get reactive or angry. They might um, get really uncomfortable in situations and just leave or ghost or not respond. Um, they might literally need to leave the room, right? There's just many different ways that we're going to respond to one of the same foundational needs that we get to build in our nervous systems. It's not necessarily something that you are born with. It's not necessarily something that your supportive figures when you were growing up in life or supportive environment maybe didn't provide you that feeling of safety, but you can reconnect to it now and you can rebuild it as an adult. And it is your birthright to feel safe in your skin and to cultivate that within your nervous system. So I just wanted to bring one simple practice that came up in a reassessment, yeah, not too long ago. So that I can share it with you here, knowing that there are many practices to create more safety in your nervous system. I will share more of them. Um, and this one is from somatic experiencing. You may have heard of this. It is a practice called orienting, and I want to just introduce you to that if you have not heard of it. And then I want to add a layer that I learned from another teacher that really made this more of a real practice for me. Or made it more tangible that I was anchoring myself into safety. So orienting is the practice of looking around the space and really giving your nervous system, your body a sense of where you are in this present moment. So orienting, the first layer would be just to look around your space. You might be looking at the corners of your room. You're going to look beyond that peripheral vision that you initially have to kind of expand your lens and your capacity. So you're going to see like your sides and behind you, inviting you to look to the floor and the ceiling. And then to deepen that practice and really remind us that we're anchoring into safety, a friend and a mentor, Sarah Tacey, added this layer for me, which is noticing in your space what is ordinary. And the reason we're noticing what is ordinary is because all of those prior states that I mentioned, whether it was your nervous system going into fight or flight or freeze or fawn, our nervous system is in a state of survival. And when it's in that state, it is assessing for threats. So even our sense organs are assessing for threats, whether that's our muscles are tense and we're getting ready to run away. Our eyes are looking for danger. So when we bring that lens of looking for something that's ordinary, you're going to start saying, oh, there's a lamp. That's not a threat. There's a door. That's not a threat. Oh, yeah, there's just like the carpet. That's not a threat. Great. The window, the trees. Okay, not a threat, right? And we start looking for what is ordinary, and it can start to bring that sense of calm and safety in the body. And then to add to that layer, what do you see around you that's pleasurable? And it's going to, again, shift us into just a greater consciousness of bringing more coherence into the system, bringing more harmony. When we start to view what's pleasurable, it's like, wow, look at that plant, or look at the rainbow that's reflecting through this beautiful prism I have in my room. Wow, and the pleasurable like texture of the wall behind me that looks so nice, right? When we start to introduce those layers and lenses, it really shifts how our nervous system, our sense organs are perceiving the world around us. And that is just one practice that you might choose to play with this week. And I would love to hear how it goes for you. And knowing that, always come back to your breath, always come back to your body and your senses. And I will layer in some more practices in future videos.